It's Tuesday, the 5th of August here at Exeter Police Station. And I, Katie Hopkins, state as follows. I have attended this interview under protest as I was threatened with arrest if I did not attend. I consider this interview and the police investigation to be an unlawful interference with my right to freedom of expression pursuant to Article 10 ECHR Human Rights Act 1998. I reserve my position in respect of any actions I choose to take, including but not limited to a formal complaint and claim for damages against Devon and Cornwall Police. I run a comedy pub night called the Katie's Arms, live on my Instagram at 8 p.m. on Fridays for 30 minutes. I started the Katie's Arms during the idiocy of COVID lockdowns in order to help people struggling with their mental health. The Katie's Arms is now an international community of people wanting others to live their best life, laughing with me and at me. My audience choose to join me on my Instagram channel live. If anyone was offended, that is their choice. I do not republish or upload this content. It is ridiculous that my comedic speech is subject to a criminal investigation, and as such, my presence here is ridiculous. I will not answer any questions. And that was my statement to Devon and Cornwall Police today.
Controversial media personality Katie Hopkins has been released after attending a police interview under protest, but has been warned she could face jail if she re-offends. Hopkins, known for her outspoken style and confrontational views, delivered a defiant statement outside Exeter Police Station in which she condemned the investigation as an attack on her right to free expression. "I was threatened with arrest if I did not attend," Hopkins declared, calling the police inquiry an unlawful interference with my right to freedom of expression pursuant to Article 10 of the European Convention on Human Rights. She further reserved her position on human rights. She further reserved her position on whether to pursue legal action against Devon and Cornwall Police, including a possible claim for damages. The case centers around Hopkins' online comedy segment Katie's Arms, a live-streamed event she runs every Friday night on Instagram. Hopkins described the show as an international community of people wanting others to live their best life, laughing with me and at me. She insisted that participation is voluntary and that she does not republish or upload the content beyond the live broadcast. Hopkins' comments highlight a growing tension between free speech and the policing of online content in the UK. Critics argue that cases like hers amount to state overreach and censorship, while supporters of the investigation maintain that harmful rhetoric, even in comedic form, can fuel division and cause real-world harm. For now, Hopkins remains free, but under caution. Police sources indicated she has been warned that further incidents could result in prosecution and potentially a custodial sentence. The incident is likely to reignite debate over the boundaries of speech, satire, and the role of law enforcement in regulating online platforms. A debate Hopkins herself seems determined to keep at the forefront.
This Labour government is now saying in certain parts of the country you won't have a guarantee for bin collection every.
It's ridiculous. I mean, look, I'm lucky. I live in an area that is Labour, but I get my bins collected every week. We don't produce much waste in our house because there's only me and my daughter. I make my other half live somewhere else, as you know. We have a very unconventional life. But I think, bins, then. You know, for families that are producing normal amounts of rubbish and not have their bins collected every week, it is absolutely disgusting, especially in the face of increasing council tax bills every single year and the threat of them going even higher.
Yeah.
We're paying more, we're getting less.
And
this
foxes
cannot work.
in the cities, inner cities, foxes, they used to be just at night time, didn't they? They saunter down the street now, don't they?
They actually trot down the pavement as if they have the right.
Yes, I know. It's appalling, and that's going to get worse. And they carry a lot of mange and disease, don't they?
Well, I'm not sure they do, and I quite like seeing a fox here and there. But I mean, my other half has actually just moved in over the road to me, and he lived
very unconventional.
He lived in Paddington before, and on his first weekend there, he came over and he said, "Oh, I made a terrible mistake. I put a bin bag outside. The foxes had it all over the place."
Of course they do.
You learn that you can't do that. You need a bin, and you need it not to be overflowing.
Nigel, isn't this really about council cuts and the fact that there is certain spending that councils have to incur? Adult social care, children's social care.
Migrant hotels.
And
Both
because
of
those
which
prices
going
go
up.
up and up and up, they've got to cut something that they're legally allowed to cut.
And also it goes back to your lot, cutting back the central fund.
Blamed for everything today.
Well, cutting back the central funding to councils, and that goes back years. So it goes back to Cameron's era when money was cut. But I mean, at the moment councils are really hard pushed. So what councillors tell you is the 3 Ps are the most important things. Planning, parking, potholes. That's what residents care about.
Yeah.
They ought to add a B
They
to
should.
that, which is
Bins.
bin collection.
I would put bins
Like
top.
Renee, mine are collected every week, but I live in a Tory council area, so there you go.
There we are, you see. Efficiently run, and you probably have a lower council tax than Renee in the Labour
But
area.
actually, at the base of this, what they need to do is take social care out of local councils' budgets and put it into central government. Because if they had to worry about the social care budget and the NHS budget together, they would start acting on social care. Right now, it's out of sight, out of mind.
Well, they've been trying to do this. I mean, in fairness, all governments have been trying to do this for years. The idea is that you've got to get the NHS and social care linked up. We have a department that's called the Department of Health and Social Care, but it's still not linked up properly.
No.
Is it ever going to change, that?
Well, I mean...
Is there any prospect in the next 3 years of this government, 3.5 years, that they're going to get on with sorting out the social care crisis?
Well, I mean, they're going to have to, aren't they?
They've got a massive majority.
Yeah.
They can do it.
Well, yes, I know, but like all these things, it costs money.
Yeah, and they're scared.
The bit I don't get is why successive governments haven't done the reorganisation that they keep promising, which is to try and link the two. If you've got 1 in 10 people in a hospital bed who don't need to be there because there's nowhere to put them, that is actually impacting on the NHS.
But let me tell you why. So, you know, we had all of the fanfare about they're going to scrap NHS England and they're going to lay off at least 50% of people. That's not going to happen. And I can tell you already they've decided it's not going to happen, and it's quiet. They're not speaking about it because when they did that and then the managers came forward with the redundancy costs, the government looked at the redundancy costs, which were eye-watering, and said, oh, we can't afford that.
So you're saying NHS England will stay?
Oh, it will just be a different name. They're not going to make any of those redundancies, I promise you. Those staff will just be moved sideways. They'll be moved into the Department of Health and Social Care. The jobs will still remain, but just elsewhere. There will be no savings from that statement at all.
Well, where do the jobs go? Well, I mean, where is this new organisation going to be?
They're just renaming it and absorbing them into the health department.